What is up, lead coders? We are going to look at question 557 today. And question 557, as given a string S, reverse the order of characters in each word within a sentence while still preserving the white space in initial word order. So, this is kind of tricky. So let's just say we have two words. And this is just going to be a small example. We have our cat and dog right here. And we have white space, which is here. So this is our S, say, cat, dog. So we're gonna look at cat, white space, dog. We're gonna flip the whole thing, and it's gonna look something like this. G-O, capital D, white space, T-A-C. However, this is not the answer we are looking for. Why? This is not the answer we're looking for because we want to preserve in the question word order, okay? So we want this to be TAC here because of word order and GOD here, right? So in order to preserve word order, we have to do one simple thing. We have to read till white space and then flip everything in here, right? Flipping, I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys already know how to flip, but all you got to do is get the starting point of and get the ending point. And basically, you're going to lose a while loop to, let's just say this is left. I'm going to show you the code, so don't worry about it. Just have the basic idea. Let's just say this is an L and this is a right. So while L is smaller than R, we're going to keep flipping until these two pointers meet. And that's basically one of the reasons why it's a two-pointer question. And that's basically it. So we're going to keep reading C. We read C. We read A. We read T. And we hit into what? You guessed it, white space. And then if we hit into white space, it's going to be TAC. We're going to flip it. So this is going to be our starting point. This is going to be an ending point. And after we hit white space, TAC, we're going to return TAC, our white space. And then we're going to move our L to, L or starting point or whatever you want to call it, to the next index that comes after our white space. So this, and basically we're going to keep repeating it until we bump into our last word, which is our dog here, because we don't have white space anymore. We don't have white space anymore. But let's just say and here we have white space, right? We're going to do that. We're going to move our starting point to here. And after we hit white space, we're going to, again, move our starting, oh, sorry, guys. Move our starting point from here to here. And basically, we're going to keep on repeating that. And you'll get the gist of it as I write our code, but all you got to really understand is we're keeping on moving our starting point or ending points based on the where our white space is. Basically, when we find white space, that's going to be our ending point, one index before that, and for after we finish swapping all of the parts in that word, I guess. Yeah, that word, we're gonna keep on doing it, and we're gonna change our next starting point to one index after our white space. So visualizing that kind of looks something like this. Let's do one more example and let's move right into the code. Boom, boom, boom. Let's just say we have Mr. Ding right here. Mr. Ding. So I'm just gonna write in black Mr. Ding. First thing you gotta know, or pinpoint, I guess, where is the white space? Obviously, it's gonna be here, right? It's gonna be our starting point. When we hit our white space, we're gonna do one element before that, and this is gonna be it. So we're gonna swap R M. And we hit a white space. After that, we hit here. Boom, 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 boom. Here. Basically, G. And a lot of guys will ask, how did you know um the endpoint was going to be here? Because there was no white space. For example, there was no white space and then another word. Basically, in C, I'm going to explain this in C. So in C, if you run into a backslash and O, which is going to look kind of like this, I'm going to show you guys later. You get to know this is the last index because in C, let's just say we have characters of CAT. If you get the the actual real length of this is not 3, as many of you guys will think, because in C, the language, we have something looking like this. And we have a backslash 0 here. So it's actually 4 characters if you really think about it. So we're gonna find so since we can change everything until here, but we have to change everything until here again as well to make the rest of the values possible. And that's really it. So let's go right to the code right now. And we are back with the coding part. This is the most funnest part there is, okay? So we're gonna have a int start. Int index. Int index, as we are going to count our indexes, obviously, and our int start. It's going to be more clear as we write down code. So indexes is for obviously tracking the indexes, tracking indexes. And int start, this is going to be I'll show you as we go on. So this is blank yet. So I'll explain it when we hit to that part. Int left equals 0, int right equals 0. So int left, right, these two are for swapping the values. So let's just say this is going to be our example word, right? So we're gonna hit, as I said, we're gonna read capital L-E-T apostrophe S, and we're gonna hit white space. We're gonna change this and this until let's is completely changed, right? So this is how it's gonna be. So int index, int start 0, int left 0, int right 0. So we're gonna do a while loop. While S index does not equal 0, because, as I told you before, let's take the LeetCode contest. Let's take LeetCode contest, and that part, we end with this part. Oh, sorry. We end with, why isn't this not working? We end with a backslash 0. So until we hit our backslash 0, in other words, finishing our let's take LeetCode contest, we're gonna keep on doing it. And obviously, to not get in our infinite while loop, always, 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 index plus plus. And here is the juicy part. We're gonna, as I told you before, and then we have a white space here. We're gonna pinpoint where we hit the white space, S index equals white space. If S index equals white space, and then our left is equal to our start, and right is equal to our index. Guess it. Index minus 1. Why is it minus 1? So this is our current index, right? We want to hit not this part. I'm pretty sure It's hard for you guys to see. So this is the capital LET apostrophe S, and this white space is where we are at currently in this if statement, since we S index is equal to white space. So white space, we don't want to change to white space. We want to change capital L to lowercase s. That's what we want to do, right? So right equal index minus was not index, okay? So, and obviously we want to keep changing our while loop, left, right, and s index, s left. We're gonna put int temp here, obviously for swapping values. When swapping values, if you guys didn't know, we always, so let's just say we want to swap values and capital L with lowercase s. So what we want to do is we want to put one, or it doesn't matter which value we need, but like we just want to put one value into a temp, so we are able to change our values, okay? So I'm just gonna say char temp s left, and then s left will equal to right. Guys, if you have any questions, please leave a comment in below it. I know it's kind of like hard to ask for help, but really, right now I am looking forward to you guys' questions, and this is going to be obviously temp, right? And again, we do not, I repeat, this is a mistake I make till this day. You do not want to be in a infinite while loop, so we have to keep on changing our left and right. Left plus plus, and for right, we want to minus minus. This is how we're going to do it for while loops and our indexes. So I'm pretty sure this is going to be correct. And there's one more thing we want to do. After we do this, oh wait, no, sorry. This is not the correct way. So our while statement needs to be inside of an if statement, because we want this to happen when we hit our if statement. After this, after we finish swapping, we want to do one thing. We want to update our start. Start is always going to be index plus 1. This will be more easy if we look at our example. And then we hit here. Our current index is here, this white space. And we want our next start to be lowercase t, right, for pig. And we want our lowercase tp to be our start. So we want our this to be the lowercase t to be our starting index. So start equals index plus 1. And we can come back to our start, and the comments will be for our starting indexes. I mean, I'm pretty sure you can not use a start ending in this, but for me, this is how I like to do it, because I'm kind of a coder that likes to imagine how it really works as I code. So I have this kind of image and basically in my mind while I do this. So this is how I really like to think about it. And we're almost finished, but as I said, this will work for let's take LeetCode, but it won't work for contest, the last word here. So we have to do another, we have to do contest manually. So left is, we're gonna take this code and do this. Left is equal start, right is equal to index minus 1. We don't really need to change anything because beforehand we declared this while statement is going to work until index is going to equal \0, basically the endpoint. Well, so all we need to do is write the current index after all is said and done in this while loop. Oh, sorry. This while loop is going to be here. So all we need to visually see it, we are going to have a \0, so we want to go to T. And our starting point we want to be C, which we already have. We have start is index plus 1. So C will be that. And T will be our ending point, since we are going to do index, which is currently here, and minus 1. Because while index does not equal 0. And we're going to just do this. And we're going to return S. And I'm pretty sure this is going to work. Let's run it. Code is already running. What is going on? And yeah, if you look at it, it works completely. And guys, if you have any questions, please leave a comment. If we review one more time, basically, if you guys still don't get it, I'm pretty sure you just need to watch this video 1 or 2 more times. But if you let's just go over it one more time. Review time. Let's take LeetCode contest. Look at our first word. Read, 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 read. Hit our white space. Boom. It's going to be a starting point, ending point, swap. So this is going to be this now. Again for take. Again for LeetCode, and for our contest, our last word, we're going to manually change it. This is going to be our answer. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any questions, please leave a comment. Thank you.